Welcome back, future medicos. Recently, NMC, National Medical Commission, has released a draft proposal. And this draft proposal has created some confusion among candidates, and there are certain questions related to this draft proposal. Whether it will affect the NEET UG, and if it is going to affect NEET UG, is it going to be this year or from next year? How it is going to affect MBBS study, right? A lot of questions coming in my social media comments. So I thought I will go through this draft proposal and explain to you how it is going to affect you as a candidate. So come, let's go through the draft proposals and I will highlight the important points for you to understand. So you can see here, this is a public notice from NMC and it's dated 27th February 2023. So basically, this is a proposed draft regulations related to National Medical Commission Graduate Medical Education, Regulations of Undergraduate Medical Education Board 2023, right? So this is what is the public notice. Basically, they are proposing some regulations and they are inviting some comments from the public, okay? In case if you don't like some of these points, you can send an email to NMC stating that I don't like this, or you may say I like this point, or you can suggest some changes, right? You can also do that as a candidate or as a parent, you can do that. Now, in case if you have some comments, what should you do? You should send a mail to this email ID, comments.ugregulations@nmc.org.in in MS Word format, okay, or PDF format within 30 days of publication of this notice, right? That is before, I think 27 March or so, right? Within 30 days, you need to respond to NMC with the tagline, that is the email. The subject should be this: comments on draft regulations regarding National Medical Commission Graduate Medical Education, Regulations of Undergraduate Medical Education Board 2023, right? Okay, now let's look at what is the proposal. Now, many of them are common things, right? You can go through, nothing special here, so I'm not going to read all of them. You can read it. I will just highlight some of the important points, okay? All these regulations shall come into force at once on such a designated day by the NMC through notification after due publication of these regulations in the official gazette, right? Which means they have now published the proposal. They are waiting for the public to give the feedback until end of March. Then after March, they will review the public comments. And if there is any necessity to change the proposal, they will change. And then it has to be published as an official gazette. So I don't know whether this will come into effect this year itself or it will be next year. I'm not sure. But the chances of this happening very soon, I think I'm doubtful. But it may happen. We don't know, right? We have to be prepared for anything. And here is the point. This is mainly about the MBBS curriculum. Here they say the universities should encourage students towards self-directed learning. And the curriculum should include indigenous systems of healthcare in India. What is indigenous? Mainly like your Ayush kind of medicine, like Ayurveda, Siddha, homeopathy, right? Those things are considered as indigenous systems of healthcare. Yoga and spiritual aspects are inculcated during the training. So these are all the things that has to be included as part of the MBBS curriculum going forward. The concerned university shall encourage learning to happen through smaller groups of students. So I don't know how the colleges will implement this. If you have 250 students, then probably they are suggesting that it can be done in smaller groups. Maybe like some universities, I know they are conducting classes in groups of 50 students or 60 students. Probably they are encouraging that. That's okay. That's good. They may also have choice-based credit courses, which is now very popular in engineering. Most of the deemed universities you look at, they offer a lot of choice-based credit courses. So that probably they want to bring it to medical colleges also. Conduct of NEET UG. This is one point that has created some confusion among candidates. Either the National Medical Commission may conduct the NEET UG, right? This is the point. Many of the people started posting in social media saying that NMC will conduct the NEET UG, right? I don't think NMC is planning to conduct NEET UG, right? What they have said is NMC can conduct the NEET UG, or they can designate some agency or authority to conduct the NEET UG. That's what I understand. So basically, NMC will designate NTA to conduct the NEET UG. So I don't think any changes here. So don't interpret this that NMC is going to conduct the NEET UG. The regulation gives the authority to NMC. If tomorrow they want to change NTA, then they cannot go and change the gazette, right? Which is why they want to cover themselves. So NMC may conduct themselves, or they can designate whoever can conduct the NEET exam. So I don't think there is a big problem here. In my opinion, NTA will continue to conduct the NEET exam. And also NMC has given the option that they may designate multiple agencies to conduct NEET UG, right? I don't think it is going to happen very soon, but let's see. The UG Medical Education Board, so they are the one that's going to frame everything. UG Medical Education Board shall determine the language, manner and modalities of conducting the NEET UG, right? So probably they will come out with the specifications of how NEET has to be conducted will be by UG-MEB. So I don't think again that's something we have to worry about. UG-MEB shall notify with reasonable lead time, right? This is the important point you need to take note. If someone is worrying about the changes will happen this year, and there are a lot of changes that is going to happen, I think it is not going to happen. Why? These regulations itself very clearly says the board has to notify reasonable lead time so that aspiring students are not put to a detriment. So since now we are in March and the exam is expected to be in May, I don't think any changes are going to happen this year. So stay in peace, right? Don't worry too much. Just prepare for the NEET exam. I don't think any changes are going to happen. But anyway, keep lookout for any changes that may come through, because still the NEET application is not open. Let's hope that there is nothing going to change. Eligibility criteria, I don't see any change in eligibility criteria here. It is the same. Break of tie-in marks, more or less the same. The priority is given to biology. Those who score higher in biology will get the priority. For example, if two candidates have 500 marks, now how do they break the tie? Now within that two candidates, who has scored high in biology? For example, if someone has got 300, the other candidate has got 290, then the candidate with 300 marks will get the higher rank. So biology will be given the priority, then chemistry, then physics, right? Which is very similar to what is currently in practice. But after this, there are some more tiebreaker criteria by NTA. But in these regulations, they have given only these marks, and then they straight away going to draw off lots. So probably they may change this. I don't think this is a good idea. Straight away after biology, chemistry and physics, going to draw off lots. But if they go also, okay, nothing can be done because the score is exactly the same. They have scored exactly the same in biology, chemistry and physics. Then yes, it is unfair to break them based on some other criteria. But anyway, right, this is again nothing we have to worry right now. The eligibility criteria is the same. Common counseling still the same. I don't see any changes. It is the same. Right now the MCC is doing the counseling for central government, and then the state governments, every state government has a authority for common counseling. So I don't see any changes there. This is one point I don't understand. Maybe I will try to understand this myself. I don't understand what exactly they are saying here. Sole opportunity to the eligible student. So I cannot explain this point except this point. Right, I have read all of the points. So not sure what exactly they are trying to inform here by this point. Maybe later on, if I know exactly what it is, probably I will let you all know. The prohibition for any student seeking admission any other way than counseling, which is also the same right now. So you have to go through the counseling. So I don't see any change there. In case if any college admit a student directly without following the regulations, the first time if they find it, there will be a penalty of 50 lakhs. 50 lakhs per student. If they have admitted somebody directly without going through the counseling, they will be fined 50 lakhs per seat. And if it is the second time they are committing this offense, then they will be charged 1 crore per seat. And if the third time they make the same mistake, they may be suspended or barred from admitting students for the next academic year. And also anybody who is getting admission through illegal means, they are not going through the counseling, then they will be discharged from the medical college. They will be removed, even though they might say that, oh sir, the college gave me the admission, I don't know, right? I am innocent, doesn't matter. You will be discharged from the college, and double the number of the seats shall be reduced for 1 or more years. That means, say for example, if the college admits 5 students through illegal means, that means the next year the college will be able to admit only lesser seats. For example, the college has 100 seats. They admitted 95 students through counseling, 5 students through illegal means. That means the next year they can admit only 90 students. Out of the 100, 5 times 2, 10 seats will be taken away. Permission will not be granted for 10 seats. They can admit only 90 students. And this penalty may continue for 1 year or more than 1 year. And all the authorities like MCC and the state admission authorities, once the admission is completed, within 1 week, they have to submit the list to NMC. Okay. Within 1 week, they have to submit the list to NMC, and NMC will publish the list on their website. Right. Only those colleges that were permitted to admit the student. This is one more point which is new. What they are saying is only those colleges that were permitted prior to the date of notification of common counseling are allowed to admit students. Right? That means if a college gets permission after the start of counseling, they cannot admit students. Right now, the procedure is even colleges can get into the admission during second round or third round. Some colleges get an increase in seats. First round, they may be admitting 100 students. Second round, they will become 150 students. All these are happening currently. But these regulations, if it is implemented, then probably only colleges that has been permitted before the date of notification of counseling will be allowed to admit students. So subsequently, any permission comes, they can admit student only in the next academic year. Right? That's something which is different from the current procedure. In my opinion, this is the only major change I am seeing in these entire regulations. Student migration. Typically, students are not allowed to migrate from one college to another college after the first year of admission. But in some exceptional cases, it may be granted by UG right, shall be granted as per the guidelines of the Undergraduate Medical Education Board. But even in that case, you can move only from a government medical college to a government medical college, or from a private medical college to a private medical college. Right? That is the only possibility. No mutual exchange shall be permitted. Okay? You cannot say that, right? I'm going to that college, that candidate wants to come to this college, let's have a mutual exchange. That is not permitted. Right? Right. This is something, an important point. This is mainly for candidates who are studying MBBS. Under no circumstances, the student shall be allowed more than 4 attempts for first year. Right? If you join MBBS and if you are not studying well and you are failing subjects, you are allowed to have only maximum 4 attempts. If you don't clear the first year paper within 4 attempts, then you are not allowed to carry forward. You will be terminated from the course. And no student shall be allowed to continue UG medical course after 9 years from the date of admission. So from the date of admission, within 9 years, you need to complete your MBBS and get out of the college. And in fact, there was a court case on these 4 attempts. I don't know whether the final judgment has come, I'm not sure. But as per regulations, they don't allow more than 4 attempts. But I think you should not worry. If you reasonably study well, and if you cannot clear in 4 attempts, I don't know whether you are qualified to study MBBS, I'm not sure. Okay, choice-based credit courses, internship, no changes. It is the same. Faculty development program, student welfare. So basically, I don't see any major changes in this proposal. I don't know why people are so much putting these out in the news. I'm not sure. I generally see very few changes that are being proposed here. And those changes are also not something that is major that we need to worry about. Okay. If you have any queries, if you have any comments, or if you have observed something which I have missed out, please let me know your comments. Probably I will go through that again. Right. Thank you. Bye-bye.